What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel Money Moves with Kay. I'm Kay and today we're going to talk about Texas. All right. So I'm starting a little series on each individual state to kind of go over tax sales and where can you find tax auctions within those states. A lot of the comments that I get on my videos is, hey Kay, this is amazing information. However, I'm located in Oklahoma or New Jersey or New York or North Carolina. Help me out here. And a lot of times the websites that I do provide are all over the place. So I decided to specialize it and go state by state within the United States of America and try to figure out or help you figure out where you can purchase these properties. And more importantly, how can you do the background research and just look at everything that they're selling. All right. So we're going to start with Texas and we'll kind of branch out. It's in no particular order. However, it will be some very pretty good information. I will tell you though, I've already released this information to my Patreon group. So, and they also have additional explanations of how these things work in each individual state. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so right here we are on MVBA. MVBA stands for it's an attorney. It's attorney at law, and they're pretty much holding these tax sales in Texas. Okay, so I want you to keep in mind that it's not every single county in Texas. It's just the particular properties that may come up, or it's the law firm that is working with the county, specific counties, to publish these tax sales and kind of go from there. Real quickly before I start though, Texas is a state in which they have a 2-year redemption period. And of course, I always tell you guys, do your due diligence. So it's 2 years depending on the actual real estate, right? So agricultural, mineral rights, which I did talk about mineral rights in my Patreon group. Also homesteads, they have a 2-year redemption phase. All right. And Texas is very interesting because they do monthly auctions. So that's pretty cool. All right. So when you get to this website, it's mvbalaw.com. I'll put it below so you can see it. And what I did was I clicked on tax sales at the very top. And here I said upcoming tax sales and I clicked there. So when you get here, this is all in September. I am doing this at the mid-August point, but they do update this very frequently. Let's just click on Anderson County just because, and you'll come up to this. So delinquent tax sales, the county of Anderson, Texas, Anderson County, Texas. So you see information, you see how you're going to pay, maybe some of the rules and regulations of how this particular law firm or county wants it done. So that you are bidding on these properties, not blindly. Okay. So you're going in with as much information as possible. And of course, these properties are sold as is, which again, I always stress, do your due diligence. All right. It's very important. Very, very, very important. So down here, these are properties to be sold, September 3rd, 2024. So if you're watching this video after this, kind of keep that in mind. Just look at the website for updates, especially if you are interested in this particular county. So you scroll down and it has some information here. And the information is broken down to allow you to understand or allow you to do some research on the property. So this is lot 1D. Talks about the county and it talks about the minimum bid. What I would do is take this information and I will put it into the GIS system of that particular county, Anderson County, and I will look up what they're talking about. Like, how does it look? You don't want to get like a little, maybe you do, but I know I wouldn't want to get like a little slither of land that's $1,500 because I have to raise my eyebrow and say, why is it $1,500? Most likely that is the starting bid, of course, that's the minimum bid, and that was what was owed to the county. And keep in mind, these counties need to collect, okay? They need to collect. Why? Because they have workers, they have police officers, everything within the county that needs to operate and function correctly needs employees, which need to be paid, right? So they collect in any way they can. And I actually have a secret method that I talk to my Patreon members about of how these particular counties, there's like a workaround where you can submit a bid that could be lower than this. All right. So I did discuss that. It's an awesome trick, or secret, I should say, for Texas. A lot of you may know, but most of you may not. So check out the Patreon group. The link is in the description. But here you can see some information in the property description, but that's just not enough. Okay. So please do your due diligence. Check this stuff out. This is 0.161 acres. You may say, why would I want that? Well, some people may, depending on what you want to do with the land. And there's always a way to make money off of even that, right? Depending on the situation. And I discussed that in the Patreon group as well. It's like, how do you make money off of like a small piece of land? And there's ways. All right. So yeah, this is that. And these prices are very, very affordable. Of course, we know this is the minimum bid. So I don't necessarily get too giddy and happy. A lot of these auctions, though, they tell you what was sold. Now, that's what I get happy about. I'm like, man, somebody got some land for $700, or, they purchased a home for $22,000. That's cool. Gives me hope that I can do the same thing, right? Especially if it's a good deal. But yeah, you kind of go through this and kind of look, and that's $500. And you go county by county, check it out. And this one seems like it has a lot. I can already tell. City lien extinguished. Interesting. All right. So I'm not going to go by county. I just wanted to provide this information. I will say this. I've already mentioned this in a past video about realauction.com. This was one of my earlier videos where I mentioned like places to find websites to auction. And this was one of them. Texas is a state in which they kind of want you in person. All right. So if you're trying to do a lot of online auctions, it may be just a little bit more difficult in Texas, but realauction.com is a website in which you can do some live online bidding to kind of get your feet wet. So I guess that could be an additional resource for you guys. I said 3, but I've already actually added that information in a prior video, so I didn't consider it new information. So you take it how you would like to take it. All right. So that's mvbalaw.com. Again, I'll put it below so you can see the website. Let me go back. And they just have some general information here. But it's good because if you're bidding for the first time, you need to know the ins and outs of what they expect, so that you also any fees that to expect, especially if you are just thinking that you're going into an auction and you purchase some land for $500. No, most times there could be some fees associated with it. If there are, you need to look at the rules, regulations, and all the fees associated with that particular sale. All right. So my second source of information is the local newspaper. All right. So local newspaper. And I always stress this. You never know. And what I'll try to do is below here, I'll try to list a couple of counties in Texas that actually advertise their tax auctions or tax sales in the newspaper. So, of course, we all know these are public notices, right? So you put the information out. Well, the counties put the information out there in various ways. Not all counties are up to date with technology. Okay, so they may not list it always online. A lot of counties do, though. And I've noticed just through my research of Texas, I've noticed that a lot of them are pretty good about putting the information online, but some of them are not, right? So this is an online. Most people may not get actual physical newspapers any longer. I do understand that. So they have it online, right? So for lack of better words, I will say newspaper, okay? But I know a lot of folks do go online for this resource. But if you go to public notice, from what I did the other day, I did remember this, yeah. So you can go through this and you can filter it out so they have a state, they have abandoned vehicles, they have everything on here. And this is just one county, by the way, Denton County. I do believe it's Denton County, yeah. And You can search real estate and it'll pull up. I did see a couple of properties. I did see a couple of parcels of land. Let's see if it pulls up now. Let's put an end date. Just a random end date. Let's just see. Like I said, play with this. Let's do a month. Let's see if it pulls up. Public auction. Let's see. Like I said, yep, here we go. So these are a couple of public auction notices. Denton County, Texas. And they're saying that, when is this going to be? 10 o'clock. Day of June 24th. Okay, all you have to do here is just change the parameters to see when it was published. So change the parameters here for the date to be later. So this, I believe, is in the past, but it is an auction. If I'm reading it correctly. And all you have to do is pretty much just look at, here's the street address right here. Read everything. Make sure you have everything. Check it out. Of course, do your due diligence. And go from there. So that's resource number 2, is to check your local newspapers. Again, for lack of better words, I know some people might not actually physically get a paper, but it's online as well for public auctions that you can check out. All right. My last resource is going to be this site. So this is another law firm. It looks to be. And I've noticed a lot of Texas counties in Texas work with these folks. Okay. And it says taxsales.lgbs.com. So when I was looking on one of the county's websites, it actually referred me to click here to find all the listings that the county would list. Right. So I've mentioned it in prior videos and in the beginning of this video that sometimes third parties come in and provide better resources for the county so that they can sell the property at tax auction. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put in Dallas County. That's Dallas County, Texas, just as an example for you guys. Again, I'll put this link below, and I'll also put the name of the website below here so you can see it. So this is 553 properties. Wow. It gives you what I like about it is it gives you a very thorough list. So let's click this. Hopefully yeah. So it gives you the estimated minimum bid for this property. Again, I say property because if I look this property up, let me see. If I look this property up, it could just be this land right here. So you have to be careful of what you're actually looking at. You may see a home, but that may not even be what is actually being sold. That's where your due diligence comes in. So let's see. It says scheduled for auction. The minimum bid is $7,000. And it gives more information. I'm not going to go over everything. But link to the online site. This is what I was talking about. So this is Dallas County. And what you do is for all of these counties, most of these will direct you straight here, right? You have to register with your information. Let's click this real quick. You have to register with your name, city, all the information before you get started. They want to know that you're a real person, that you're serious, and that you know the rules and regulations. They also provide a facts and questions site somewhere on here. Yeah, here we go. How do the auctions work? Payment. A lot of these are questions that I get in the comment section, but this is right here. How do I pay for my winning bids? Everything that you need to know is primarily right here, okay, to give you more insight and information on how to proceed. Now, when I did further research on this particular website, at the very bottom, because remember what I said about realauctions.com, at the very bottom, this is powered by Real Foreclosure, which is also realauctions.com, and it pulls this right up, right? So keep that in mind when you're bidding on these properties. That realauctions.com is an excellent resource to do some bidding online. And these are all the upcoming. And what you would do is filter out this so that you're looking at Texas specifically. All right. And yeah, I kept it short and sweet. I wanted you guys to just kind of dive into the information with me, kind of see what I click on to see how in the world you can get started in Texas. But again, guys, if you want more information, I provided it always to my Patreon group first. They get exclusive content. They get more information and more details on how this thing works. And they're able to ask me some questions. All right. What I want you to do, if you got to this part of the video, I want you to comment below the state that you want me to cover next. All right. So if it's New York, New Jersey, whatever, comment below what state you want me to go over next. And until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.